Fidget spinners, a staple for the late 2010s. But what if I said I'd turn this innocent toy to a full-on cartel operation at the bright age of 11? It starts off one day in grade 5, where some kid brings a fidget spinner to school. And this guy was pulling some crazy tricks with it, you know, spinning it on his nose, swapping hands. A massive crowd starts forming around him, like he's Taylor Swift sitting in a Starbucks. And they're all spamming, "Where did you get it from? What's it called?" You've got to understand, this was the point of time where fidget spinners didn't exist in stores. So God knows where the hell this guy got it from. However, days go by, and I notice a handful of other kids starting to catch on. I remember this one kid dropped like $150 on this metal spinner. Like, where the hell did this guy get this money from? But with more people getting a fidget spinner, the toy's demand went up. A toy that I would definitely take advantage of. Nice turn, bro. It's not bad. Let's be real. None of us had the freedom to go drive and search for them. So people that couldn't get these fidget spinners resorted to downloading this app. Bro, I'm getting an ad.
Oh wow,
dude,
this game is so real. Yes, I got ×2. I need +200. What? He jumped. Subscribe to Chittachat.
It was some goofy fidget spinner app where you could upgrade your spin speed, get new colors and shapes. And I remember this one kid who would literally hide in the bathrooms with his iPod Touch, spinning this thing like it was crack. But of course, the kids that had the real deal laughed at these app kicks. Hell, I didn't even have the real one yet. But still, I laughed at these wannabe fiends. Now, I know a massive opportunity when I see one. So by the end of the day, me seeing the desperate need for fidget spinners triggered something in my brain. So I had a trick up my sleeve. See, my dad is in the claw machine business, meaning when it comes to anything to do with China, whether that's toys, plush, or candy, he knew how to get them cheap. So I pitched him an idea. I'd tell him the next biggest trend, and in return, he'd lend me some of his stock for me to sell. It was a win-win, you know, like my dad would get a bunch of attention with his machines, and I'd be able to use some of his stock at school. So that day, he found a supplier and ordered 500 fidget spinners. No, this is not an exaggerated number. So eagerly, I'm waiting, and I'm also kind of stressing too, because each day I was waiting for them to arrive, more and more kids were getting them, and I couldn't just sit there and let that happen. So I needed to do something. I rocked up at school the next day, and that is when I found something on the ground. And the second I saw it, an idea came to mind. It was a broken fidget spinner. Now, a normal 11-year-old will probably just look at it, pick it up, realize it's broken, and with slight disappointment, just put it back down. But me? No. A despicable plan was cultivating in my mind. So I grabbed that broken fidget spinner, placed it in my inventory, and off I went to the school grounds. I arrived in class with an evil smile and an eviler plan. I went over to that same group of people and I pulled out that broken fidget. Yo, I bought one from the shop that you got yours from and it broke in one day. Oh shit. On the outside, I looked destroyed. But on the inside, I was freaking laughing like, I don't know, the Joker or some shit. The gaslight was successfully underway. And by the looks of it, no one was gonna buy one. But eventually, the day finally comes. They arrive in its glorious state. And I've never seen so many boxes in my life. So after a sleepless night, I pull up at school. 20 fidget spinners in hand. And you'd be surprised how heavy 20 fidget spinners were for an 11-year-old to carry. But I endured. And as lunchtime came, it was time. So I walked up to the group of fidget spinner enthusiasts and I let my product speak for itself. No words. And oh man, they all looked at the sheer amount of fidget spinners I had like it was gold. But then he hit me with the question. So how much are you selling them for? Oh yeah, I'm selling it for, oh shit. I didn't even think how much to sell them for. And the thing is, this is like the most important factor in business. If I sell it too much, then I'm gonna get no customers. And if I sell it too little, I'd be making my dad go bankrupt. $5. $5? Before you know it, I had more gold coins than an Irish stripper. And I kid you not, by the time lunch ended, I had completely sold out. In 20 minutes, I had made $100. But with this money generated, there always comes, let's call them side effects. Because returning to class was the funniest shit ever. Out of nowhere, in the middle of the day, every kid just suddenly spawns in with a fidget spinner. And I remember the teacher being so pissed because no one was listening. But after enduring that, I went home with $100 in hand. I show my dad and he's so happy about it and gives me 20 more to take to school. Now I'm thinking, damn, this is some passive income. I'm already gonna be at school. I might as well be making money, right? However, little did I know the next day wouldn't go so smoothly. I arrive at school, and holy, was I the celebrity. They call me the fidget spinner guy, Little Lee. Everybody was asking me, oh, do you have more fidget spinners? Oh, could I have some more? It was clear demand was still up, but I couldn't give away the fact that I had 20 more in my bag just yet. I just had to wait till lunchtime. Can Chittachat please come to the front office, please? Little Lee. Oh, hell no. I hid my bag in the bush with the 20 fidget spinners inside, and freaking legged it to the office. And I don't know if it was just me, but going to the principal's office in primary school was the scariest shit to ever happen. The last time I was there is when I got USBs banned because I distributed Geometry Dash on a USB stick. That's for another time though. So I walk in and sit down, and this guy's just staring at me in silence. In fact, it is the loudest silence I've ever heard. Should be sounding like So a little birdie told me that you were the one supplying fidget spinners in school. No, sir. You must have the wrong person. Yeah, well, I don't think I do, don't I? I'll make sure the teachers have got an eye on you. Get out. So I leave and I start walking the class. And I'm stressing because I've got 20 whole fidget spinners to sell. And now I've also got the whole school staff watching over me. But if an 11-year-old can make it this far, you best bet I did not give up here. So when lunch came around, I ran to the bush and grabbed my bag. So if I still wanted to sell these fidget spinners, I had to treat this shit like the black market. So my first step of the plan was to tell everyone to meet me behind the oval. Now for context, this oval was humongous. In fact, it took 4 teachers to monitor the entire area. Another thing to note is that the back of the oval was curved. So for safety reasons, this whole area was out of bounds. But it was a perfect place to sell fidget spinners. So your boy sent everyone down there. But with this many people back here, the attention wasn't going unnoticed by the teachers. But for the time being, I was spamming sales, man. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, back to back, go sell, money, 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 money. And as I was selling my final spinner, I hear the worst possible noise. It was one of the teachers on duty. So I stuffed the $100 in my bag and I ran for my life. This shit felt like it was straight out of a GTA mission because for the rest of lunch, I was weaving and peeking around corners like some goofy John Wick. But you know, despite my paranoia, I still had that devious grin on my face because I just sold all my stock and I got away with it. $200 in hand might not be much in the real world, but as a kid, this shit was like 200 million. But of course, with this amount of money comes great responsibility. So out of the goodness of my heart, I went to my local charity and then I went home and bought the battle pass.